Phoenix Down Radio is on the air. With your hosts,
Klauss Nightbringer,
Seyrr Kimono,
Chili,
and Luna Vox.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix Down Radio episode number 70. How is everybody doing tonight?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. I can't speak for anyone else that's not here.
Yeah, right now it is just Luna and myself. Seyrr is currently on his way back home from work, and Chili is representing us and Moogle around at the showing of I Want to Be Your Canary by A Stage Reborn. So unfortunately, because I had to reschedule the show tonight, the rest of us couldn't make it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful time there. I know Ruby and Yelta, I believe, are there. And like I said, Chili is there. And a number of other VIPs in the 14 community are attending tonight. So, and Freak TV, thank you so much for that follow. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
So how's your week or last couple of weeks been, Luna, since the last episode?
It's been hectic. Getting prepared for 4.3, and we actually had someone very, very generously donate a mansion to our FC.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I've been very busy decorating that and working on that. I mean, that's why I haven't been able to work on your medium. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Like I said, that's an only when you have time kind of thing. I have, that I've been doing little bits here and there. And there's a lot of cool stuff that we'll talk about that's been added to 4.3 that I want to make changes with. But, yeah, I mean, I'm very happy for you that your friend was able to donate their FC to you. You donated your FC to another friend. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of a cool little thing that happened there.
Yeah, we had an event. I think it was last week, Thursday, I believe. Yep. That we had our event. And I guess this person must have noticed that we didn't have that much room. Like, we had over easily 50 people at this event.
Yeah, your pictures had a lot of people there. So
yeah,
congrats on that.
A shit ton of people there, all crammed into a medium house. And I guess this person was in, sadly, a dying FC, which it happens in game, but they had a mansion tied to the FC. And they offered us the mansion. And in order to give it to us for free, we ended up taking over their FC. And yeah, they went to a much more active FC with a lot of their friends. They're in a better, happier place now. And yeah, we got a mansion and a full storage and a full mansion's worth of items to go along with it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it like, I'm so damn grateful
Go ahead, sorry.
Like, I'm so damn grateful, but there's so many items. My inventory is still pretty full.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So who did you end up giving yours to?
There was a friend of mine that had an FC but ended up losing it to some circumstance. I don't know the details, but they ended up losing their FC, and they asked me if they could buy the plot from us after we moved. But instead of having them buy it from us, I decided to pass on the goodness, the
leadership.
I decided to pass on the kindness of what this person gave us the mansion to, and decided to say, and I'm like, hey, instead of paying for the FC house that we used to have, why don't I just give you the FC? And yeah, that made their day, and they've been doing a great job decorating and taking care of it.
Yeah, so basically you gave them the leadership of your old FC before you switched over.
Well, we switched over, but I had that on an alt.
Oh,
because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with a FC house, but then they're like, is there any way that we can buy the plot from you? I'm like, You know what? You're good enough friends with us. You're good enough friends with people, my FC officers as well, that I'm going to pay the kindness forward and just give you the FC.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Glad that karma is being, good to somebody out there.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily being good because the next day my my brand new gaming chair that I've only had 4 months broke on me. So yeah.
What broke on it? The wheels?
The base of it. The base of it because it was shitty aluminum.
Well, maybe you can buy a new base.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking into. So
yeah. I'm fortunate that my DX Racer has been very rock solid for me. So
nice.
But
I got other than that, not much. If people have been following me over on Twitter, I got 2 root canals this week. So other than that, and 4.3 and decorating, I haven't been doing much.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you though?
Well, like I said, I took a shift for somebody at work, so that's why I'm having to work tomorrow, and why the podcast is tonight. So that's cool. But then last Saturday, my hot water heater decided to go out on me.
Ugh.
Found out about that just as I was going out to do a community day for Pokemon and go get my Charizards. So I'm like, really? I mean, at least I got a good, nice hot shower in before it went.
Yeah, that's true.
But not having hot water really, really sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't have anybody coming in until this coming Wednesday. So I've got about 5 days until I can get hot water again.
Well, have you been boiling water at all and trying to heat it up that way?
Well, I do have that Zojirushi water boiler. So
yeah.
I mean, if I can make coffee, I can make tea, stuff like that. And I can use a little bit of that hot water if I need to, get some hot water for doing dishes and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to be really easy on that stuff.
Yeah, but nothing for like showers or like laundry or anything.
Good old cold showers and a lot of, basically sponge baths. Sucks.
Cold showers are supposed to be good for you. So
cold showers suck. Just saying.
I know. At least it's getting warm here.
Yeah. I mean, they feel good when it's, freaking 90 degrees this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Terrible.
90 degrees and humid.
Yeah. But it wasn't all bad news. I did get some good news.
Oh?
I got an email a while back. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the group Loot Cave. I believe I am, yeah. They are a bunch of gamers that create some really cool looking items for video games and other animes and other stuff like that. They do the job stones for Final Fantasy XIV, and they do a lot of things from like Zelda or other things like that.
Oh yeah, I've definitely heard of them. I love some of their gear.
Yep. I actually picked up the Red Mage Jobstone from them when that came out.
Oh, is that where you got it from?
Yep.
Oh, neat.
But anyway, I was actually selected to be a brand ambassador for them.
Oh.
So I don't know exactly what that means, to be honest with you, at this point. We're still working out a lot of the details, but it may give us the opportunity to be able to test some of their new items and maybe do some giveaways here on the stream. So
that would be awesome.
I see. It's not a sponsorship. We're not sponsored by Loot Cave at this point, but like I said, it's kind of we're gonna talk about them, and they're gonna send us some of their stuff so we can give our honest opinions on it and help them come up with new ideas. So I mean, it's kind of a help us help you kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, like I said, as more details come out, we'll be talking about more about that. But if you want to check them out, you can go to lootcaveco.com if you want to check out their loot, the stuff that they have.
I can go ahead and link that in the chat if you have.
I just was doing that, so.
What the heck?
I know. How dare I? But yeah, check them out. They've got some really cool stuff, and I think they started out on Etsy, so I mean they're really growing.
Yeah.
So congrats to them. Thank you for letting me be a part of that. And I do appreciate that. And I hope to have a really cool working partnership with you guys in the near future and moving forward.
Very nice.
And hopefully Seyrr will be joining us shortly. So we'll see.
I think he just popped in.
He just did, actually. Wow. Talk about timing.
You never notice. I've been here for like about half a minute.
Seyrr, I noticed you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh, no. You noticed. Klauss never notices.
I was in the show notes, damn it. Somebody was trying to be professional here.
I've got
You're
the show notes
professional?
on too.
When have you been professional?
Like never.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, professional just means you're getting paid for it, so
Okay, so
never.
never mind. How's your week been, Sarah, or your last couple of weeks?
Not too bad. Trying to think of what to. I hadn't been playing much just because of how busy things had been, though the last few days with the patch have changed that up. Oh my god, I freed up so much space just from the glamour dresser changes.
Well, I freed up a bunch of stuff just
Oh.
from being able to turn in gear from the previous raid tier.
Yeah, right? I still have to freaking do that.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of embarrassing for me. I actually couldn't do some of the newer content for a bit because I did not meet eye level requirements.
Uh-oh.
I have been busy with stuff. I promptly spent some tomestones and stuff was fine, but it was a little bit of a reminder of, wow, I haven't actually been running much lately, have I?
Means you should just run more, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems legit. There's fun stuff to do.
Exactly. Lots of new fun stuff. In fact, we got a whole patch full of stuff to do.
And there's even more to come.
Please look forward to it.
Oh.
Anything else?
Library work continues to be library work.
Glad you made it home safe, by the way.
I was actually just driving home from one of the branches today. Lots of random game stuff. Nothing super special to report. People have been talking lots of good lore questions in the Lorebrarian and in the spoiler channel, so that's been fun to join in on those discussions.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Discord channel has been very busy lately, so if you guys are interested, there's a link to the Discord channel below the stream. Feel free to jump in there, and you can ask us any questions in lobby chat. We've got a dedicated area for lore. And we also have a spoiler channel, so you can talk about everything that happened without worrying about spoiling it for anybody else who doesn't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So feel free to stop by and check that out. Also, if tonight since we're going to be talking a little bit about our impressions of 4.3, we'd like to get some of your thoughts as well. So if you want to join us tonight, jump in on the Discord and jump into that call-in channel, and we'll get you on the show so you can share your spoiler-free impressions of patch 4.3 tonight. So like I said, if you want to join in, jump into Discord and hit that call-in channel. We'll get you on the show.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk a little about a little game and community news. I want to thank Nova Crystallis for this information. They're a really great site. I don't know if you guys have checked out their website, but they're a really cool Square Enix news site. I go there a lot if I want to find information about different Final Fantasy games or just things that are going on in general.
Mm-hmm.
But one of their articles this week had a really interesting bit talking about tactics. With the return to Ivalice raid, we got Yasumi Matsuno actually directing all of the new content for that. Being he's joined a lot of his old team members working on Final Fantasy XIV right now. They had a live broadcast this past Monday where they were actually doing a playthrough of tactics. And they actually discussed that they were talking about developing Final Fantasy Tactics 2. This was back around the time of Vagrant Story.
So quite a while ago.
Yes. So, I mean, they did think about Tactics 2, and I think they brought up the possibility that maybe it's something that can be revisited in the future.
Yeah, some of those development documents were really interesting. For instance, seeing that the original design documents for Delita actually had him being a person of color.
Huh. Interesting.
Like, take a look at those pictures and then compare that to the sprites. They significantly lightened the skin tone. Except for the King Delita sprite. I'm wondering if that's because that one showed up for a short enough time that they didn't end up doing it. I don't know. It adds some really interesting implications, especially in recent years where we've given a lot more thoughts to a lot of these issues.
Interesting. Like I said, that's one of the games that I have yet to play, so I have.
You haven't played Tactics?
Nope, I own it. Haven't gotten to it yet.
I haven't played it either, so.
Oh
Guilty.
my god, I'm surrounded by Philistines.
Oh.
Well, then you need to surround yourself with other people. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, if I'm remembering my biblical references properly, I need to kill you with the jawbone of an ass.
Oh,
Or possibly
great.
someone's ass. I don't know.
That's exactly how I wanted to go out. Both ways.
Oh my. Anyway, apparently,
Yeah, lots of interesting design documents from that and little tidbits.
yep. I guess also Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to have a release date as of E3.
Ooh.
And there's also been some playable demos that have been going out to a lot of the major news outlets. I know IGN had some time on with it, as well as a number of other major game publications.
Yeah, we've been seeing the usual batch of fake E3 spoilers going around as well, of course.
Yep, and that's in 2 weeks. So, if you guys are excited about, Kingdom Hearts, because that's a game that's been in develop for longer than 15 was.
Damn, I did not realize that.
Huh.
Kingdom Hearts 2 was a PS2 game.
Oh.
Oh, yeah!
Jesus. Okay. now I feel old. Thanks, Klauss.
Hey,
Ugh.
you could
You're
feel
welcome.
accomplished, given how much more you've managed to accomplish in that time than the dev team did, apparently.
Yep, and I guess if you're lucky enough to be able to attend E3, Chili pointed this out. It's going to be playable there. So, if you're lucky enough to go to E3, maybe see if you can get in that 12-hour line to play a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't know that luck is quite the right word here.
Okay,
But
crazy.
I don't do that. Yeah, I don't do that kind of thing to myself anymore.
Doesn't mean you don't do it any less.
This is going to be the first Kingdom Hearts game that I'll be able to play because I actually have a PS4 now.
Woo.
Ooh.
I played Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if I ever bought Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, I played the original Kingdom Hearts. I kind of watched Let's Plays of Kingdom Hearts 2. And yeah.
Game kind of lost me a little bit.
Yeah.
They should have gotten rid of Sora and kept Roxas. Roxas was way better. I have so many feelings about this. I am not even kidding. So many feelings.
Now, this bit of information was actually very happy. A good bit of news. Apparently, musical director Nobuo Uematsu has been confirmed to be working with the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, yes.
In an interview excerpt, director Yoshinori Kitase said that they've worked on numerous titles with Uematsu-san, and while I'm currently in production of a Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's actually been since Final Fantasy X that I worked directly with Uematsu. So when I asked Uematsu to come work on the music for the remake, he said he thought he would give him the cold shoulder since he left Square Enix and had found success, but he is making a return to help out and rescore this new remake.
That's really cool.
I'm very happy for that.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you say Uematsu enough times, it stops sounding like a word.
If you say any word that too many times, it
Well,
starts
yeah.
sounding like a word.
But
Banana,
that specifically
banana,
happened
banana,
in...
banana, 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 banana.
Yeah, it's starting to just become syllables.
Yes.
Riveting coverage from Phoenix Down Radio.
Yes. Moving on.
Banana.
Banana-ing on. New
That's
screenshots.
Phoenix Down After Dark. Yes.
New screenshots as well as job listings for Nexon have given some new life to the Final Fantasy XI mobile port. It's been, 3 years now since they announced that they were going to be working with Square Enix to create a mobile version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently a new job listing that requires experience with some 3D software has been released for Nexon, as well as a bunch of really cool screenshots of some
Jobs
in
in the
progress.
sense of employment, not in the sense of game system.
Correct. Yeah, no. 3D programmer is a confirmed class in Final Fantasy XI Mobile.
Oh, God.
I am suddenly so much more interested in playing it just to see what the hell they would do with that.
And apparently they have to use a ZBrush. So
Yes, that's the new relic that you get from some high level area that's not Sky.
You were doing so. Dynamis? You could always go with Dynamis.
Well, I was going to say Dynamis, but I thought that might just be too easy.
Dynamis was never too easy.
Well, it is now. You can solo that shit with your trusts.
I'm aware.
So that's...
Back in my day, you got together an entire link shell of people and ruthlessly exploited them.
And you tied an onion to your belt, because that was the style at the time.
Yeah, new system's probably better.
But, so they're still working on it. There's been, again, no release date for it, but it's a very, very ambitious project. I mean, given the scope of Final Fantasy XI, I don't foresee this being a small game.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they're putting that much effort into it. I thought it was going to turn out to be your usual mobile nonsense.
No,
I mean, I'm fine with your usual mobile nonsense.
What makes me sad, though, is the fact that I'm probably not going to be able to play it on any smartphone, in this or the next 2 generations, just because it's going to take, 3 memory cards worth of storage.
Right.
Yeah, maybe you'll have a better phone by the time it comes out.
I mean, I only have an S7 already, so... I mean, it's not exactly an old phone. Anyway.
Something, old, dinosaur, permaban.
Not everybody can afford brand new iPhones, Seyrr.
Oh, I can't. I just mock other people for fun. It makes me feel better about myself.
Ooh, look at me. I'm Seyrr. I make fun of people just for fun.
Exactly. You're getting it.
Because I'm uncomfortable with my own place in life.
You're getting it. Good job.
All right. So if you guys have any news you want to share with us, feel free. You can email us podcast@phoenixstarradio.com, or you can always shoot us a tweet at phxdnradio out on Twitter. So do we have anybody who wants to join in on our discussion yet? Not yet, because we are now going to jump into some spoiler-free impressions of patch 4.3. This is going to kind of be just a real loose roundtable discussion. I really don't have much written down for the notes today, so I just wanted to make it kind of fun and loose. Giggity.
Yeah, I was thinking it too.
Because we're all 12-year-old boys. So, a lot of new stuff came with this patch, and I was really impressed. They gave us some things that we hadn't seen yet. They promised it and actually delivered.
Yeah, I was genuinely... I think for me, one of the big things that I really liked was a lot of stuff where they were using game mechanics to tell a story. For those who have done already, the trial that we have has a specific sequence where the game mechanics actually do end up speaking a bit to what's going on with someone involved with it.
Kind of makes you pay attention to those additional areas without just, mindlessly getting in there and getting tunnel vision.
Yeah.
So definitely pay attention when you get to that point. We're not going to really talk about it other than that. We're not even going to say what it is, because if we did, it is a spoiler. And I want you guys to enjoy when you get to that part, or, relish in the fact when you get there.
Yeah. Quite good storytelling this time around. And
at the end of the MSQ, there was a really cool thing that they did to advance another part of the story.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people who've seen it already and know what we're talking about are very excited to see what they might do with that mechanic in future.
Well, I'm also extremely excited with what they're going to do with what was shown in that portion.
Oh, yes. I mean, plot-wise, you mean?
Yeah, you know who that is.
Yeah, instantly.
It's yeah. I did confirm it by checking out some Google images, but yeah, that guy is totally that guy.
That's a dude. Look at that
my
dude.
God. You revealed the gender.
Dude thing.
Sorry. That person of unknown gender.
Oh,
is
shit.
Totally a person of unknown gender.
There's definitely a dick down there somewhere.
Could be Futanari.
So anyway, but it does seem like there's some very interesting setup coming.
God,
for 5.0.
Or it could still come in the 4X series.
I feel like the expectation has been that the quest line is going to lead us towards Garlemald at some point. And while that may not be what they're doing immediately, it does seem like, hey, we're setting up to start having more encounters with that.
Yeah, we'll have to see where we'll have to see where the storyline goes. Maybe we'll continue this particular mechanic for the rest of the 4X series until we get to the next expansion.
I would be surprised if they don't use it again. It seemed like something that talking to people got a very immediate positive response.
No, I'm very happy with the way the MSQ is going at this point.
Yeah, just like a lot of the general thing I've heard is like a lot of people who were shocked for a moment, followed by, "Oh my gosh, this is actually a really cool idea. Why hasn't this happened sooner?"
Luna, you've done the main story as well?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to make
I
sure
have.
nobody's lost. But like I said, it's cool having the discussion with us, still not telling them about it, but those who know what's going on, you know what's going on.
I also appreciated in the stuff before that, a lot of they resolved some stuff with characters in a way where it's like, hey, you had this thing that seemed cliched kind of trope, but I felt like they handled it in a really good way. Like they kept it from becoming this totally one-dimensional thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that were brought about within the storyline and the way they told it. And like I said, I think it's a huge improvement over the previous main storyline that we got in like 4.1 and 4.2. Though it was short.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint. It was well told, it was well executed, but it was short.
Yeah, just like something like 6 or 7 quests I think they listed in the patch notes.
And I think it took me only an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through. So
Yeah, I think when I did it, I was streaming it and it took just under 3 hours because I was taking my time on it. So
yeah, I wasn't pushing it, but yeah, I mean, I didn't stream it because I wanted to make sure that I didn't want to spoil anybody on that. I spoiled enough on the side quest stuff, but I didn't want to ruin the main storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody here. Just kidding. Now, I know you probably posted, hey, spoilers, so.
Yep, I did.
Watch at your own risk.
And plus it was a day after everyone else did it, so.
Yeah. Nicknar asking if we'll get more in the .x5 patch. They usually don't add more MSQ outside of the main patch.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but usually they don't.
Yeah, the off patches tend to be used for other things, I feel like.
Yeah, and we've got plenty of stuff coming in those off patches, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the 24-man raid and the quest leading up to that.
Oh my god, so gorgeous.
Also known as Red Chocobo Extreme.
Okay, yeah, that bit sucked. But everything else was
that
great.
part I think has been spoiled enough in the community, and it's early enough on. You've seen it. I know you've seen it. So I'll if you think that spoils, I'm sorry, but come on, Red Chocobo Extreme. I mean, what was worse, Red Chocobo Extreme or Raubon Savage?
Red Chocobo Extreme, you at least didn't keep dying with Raubon Savage.
Just parts of your soul.
Yeah, but parts of your soul die here too, and you have to go back to your home point.
Yeah.
Though I do hear that quite a few people managed to complete that one achievement for resurrecting people not in your party.
And I tried to get that as well. I mean, I spent probably about 45 minutes to an hour on my Red Mage out there, helping people with that part, raising people, and yeah. I only died twice from helping people.
I didn't die at all.
But I think some people were experiencing a little bit of lag as well. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
I know there were times when I was out of the AoE, but I ended up getting hit by it because of lag, so. But no, I think they overtuned it just a little bit, to be honest with you.
Even when I was fighting just by myself, it was a little bit of a struggle.
Well, I mean, the cast time on Meteor was extremely, extremely fast, and if you got hit multiple times by it, that debuff is stacking, and it, makes things hit for a lot more. So, I mean, you get hit by any straight attack at that point, and you take lots of damage.
Well, you see, we did it to ourselves because we asked for harder content. No,
Yeah.
it's not the binding
She's
code
not wrong.
of Bahamut. It's not the new
It's
extreme mode.
worse.
It's red chocobos. That's how we go out
Yep. Not with a whisper, but with a red chocobo.
with a red quay.
Yeah, you
With a
missed an
quay.
opportunity to say
Oh.
not with a bang, but with a quack.
With a quay. Sorry.
Quay.
Okay.
Jeez, way to ruin the poeticness, Klauss.
You redeemed it. So
Well, yeah, I kind of had to.
there were some other quests in there that were some people thought questionable. Other people I kind of enjoyed it. They were fetch quests, but still interesting. The involvement with Hancock in that one was hilarious.
Oh my god, that was great.
Speaking as someone who cares about culinary stuff and knows far too much about the wine industry, oh my god, everything was perfect.
It was hilarious.
Surprisingly accurate, especially for the people who feel a little bad about what we may have done to Gege Ruju. Go talk to him after you finish doing stuff. You will feel a lot less bad for him.
Well, he is a little bit too bougie, so anyway, we don't want to get too spoily on it.
I
so.
know that entire scene.
It was just hilarious. But no, it was the raid itself amazing. I know Luna still has to do it yet.
Yep.
And just imagine if you'd actually played Final Fantasy Tactics.
Well, I loved all the 12 bits in it. I mean,
Fair point.
there was so much 12 in that. I mean, I streamed my first, but actually both runs of it. I took a Rory through it last night, and we had an amazing time with that. But the first run through, and when I first saw some of those mechanics and some of the things within the lighthouse itself, it was like, oh my god, this is so much like 12. And it was beautiful. It's well done.
The lots of fun elements of how they integrated the lore of the two games, since it's been something where it's kind of a theme park version, so there's bits that are reminiscent of, but they change the details. Having Rassler and Ash be siblings rather than husband and wife, stuff like that.
But like I said, so much fun, and it was, I thought, well executed. And personally, as far as the fights go, I thought they were easier than the first one in Rabanastre.
Yeah, I went in with my party chat and alliance chat off, just because I did not want it to be like what? It's been 48 hours and you haven't watched all the videos?
Yeah, I'm gonna end up going into it after we get done with the podcast and streaming it. So if anyone wants to come watch that shenanigan happen,
At twitch.tv/Luna_Vox.
Yep.
But yeah,
We'll definitely throw a host over there.
Awesome.
nothing too difficult. Definitely a lot of mechanics that again called back to Final Fantasy Tactics. So very pleased to see that.
And they weren't difficult. It just required paying attention, and in some cases, a little bit of basic math.
Yeah, there wasn't the wait, we need to figure out what the hell is going on moment, of course.
But it was,
Like
I really did enjoy
Well,
it
yeah.
overall.
Once you understand the mechanics, there was nothing that was too unreasonable.
It was all good stuff. So I guess I'm thinking probably next show we'll go into the spoilers on it and go into more details.
Oh yeah,
Because
I have
much fun.
so much to say about that.
Oh, I know. So, like I said, we just want to talk a little bit about it, in general, and get some of that excitement going.
Anyways,
So then let's jump to the Four Lords.
that one I haven't touched yet.
Okay. It's where we get the dungeon. So, in order to unlock expert, you'll need to proceed through this. I'm happy. That's the other thing I really enjoyed about this this patch is how they implemented the different bits of content. Like the dungeon was a part of the Four Lords this time instead of being driven by main storyline.
Yeah, I actually really appreciated that it's not always oh hey, this big new thing to do is the main quest.
Yep. There really weren't any, there was no major content as on a part of the main storyline except for the primal. So I mean, it really didn't. The only thing that was required to unlock is the mentor roulette and the trial roulette. But other than that, like I said, I thought it was well done. It let people get into the their roulettes a lot faster. So that was really nice. I mean, because hell, that's what we do we run our daily roulettes and we get our tomes.
Yeah, don't ask about when the last time I capped Mendacity.
You mean it's not raining men for you?
I wish. Also, not in game.
All right.
Wait, what?
But no, I the storyline is cute still. But that dungeon it's phenomenal. Swallow's Compass, there's so much amazingness in that dungeon. Seyrr, you are going to love it.
Excellent.
You will also love the minion that comes from it.
Oh dear.
And it's another rare drop like from the other dungeon too. Hell's Lid. Which I still need to get that minion.
Yeah, I've never even seen that one.
I've only seen it twice, and my rolls were sucky.
Yeah, well, my life is worse than yours in some other way. So there.
We're not going to start that.
Because I already won it.
No.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
You have hot water.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, you win/lose.
And Luna had root canals, so yeah.
I had those, though they
this
actually
week.
went... Yeah, I've had those, though mine
she...
was actually, pretty decent. The guy was really good at it.
No, she just had them yesterday.
Oh.
So yeah.
Anyways,
sorry. I'm just trying to kill a little time so Luna can get back as well. But we can come back to that if we need to. I'm assuming you did open up the Namazu.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is going to be really wonderful in ways I'm not quite sure about. Just even that first quest where it's setting up a super lighthearted thing, and then it cuts to this insane graphic. And it's like, this is going to be something that does not take itself seriously in any way.
It's wonderfully horrendous, is what it is.
And plus, we are totally setting up a traditional Japanese summer festival or something. I want takoyaki.
Now I want takoyaki. Real takoyaki.
Oh, and a snow cone. Klauss, let's go get snow cones.
And takoyaki and dango.
And go goldfish scooping.
Ooh.
Where's mine?
We can wear yukatas and be all cute.
Oh my god, yes.
No. No.
I'll help you put on your yukata if you help me put on mine.
Well, actually,
I came back at the wrong time.
Yes, you did. I actually do have a nice kimono that would work for it, but I actually do know how to tie an obi. Or at least
aren't you fancy?
Yes, I am.
Actually fancy.
Yes. It's a very nice one, very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, Luna,
You're welcome.
Your thoughts on the Four Lords before we get too far into the Beast Tribe. Did you do that quest yet? To get to the dungeon?
I did it up until the dungeon. I have not done the dungeon yet.
Okay. You haven't done the dungeon yet?
No, I haven't. I've been saving it for streaming.
She's saving herself.
Wow.
Yeah, here I am, the only one with kids, and yeah.
Well,
hey,
that's true. But
God damn it, Klauss.
Anyway,
episode 70.
It was
She's saving herself.
Well, for your stream.
No, you just have to say she's saving herself.
It doesn't grow back, trust me.
Dang it.
I both do and don't want to know your proof for this.
Personal experience?
That makes it worse.
Quest. Yay!
So let's talk about the Namazu, which are somehow less horrifying than this entire line.
It is horribly entertaining and
is.
amazing.
The
yes,
Namazu are just kind of great.
As Rin says in the chat, Luna, you will enjoy the dungeon. It is beautiful. Both of you will absolutely enjoy the dungeon.
Excellent.
Amazingness. Totally.
Why did I take that the whole entire long way?
Because that's you. And it wouldn't.
You
wouldn't
will
want it any other
enjoy the
way.
dungeon. 50 Shades of Grey.
Ooh, no, I won't.
What do they call it? The Red Room?
Oh God.
Give a whole new meaning to the auspices.
Oh my god.
No.
Tribe quest, you will enjoy the dungeon.
No. No. Seyrr does not approve.
So there's Namazu. Talk about catfishing, huh? But
I am slightly I will be deeply disappointed if we don't get to Goldfish Scoop Namazu. Like that would just feel like a completely missed opportunity right there.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh god.
But the quests are hilarious. Tomorrow I will be on my next rank up. I got 2 sets in on reset day.
Yep,
They're so goofy and adorable and well-meaning.
they are. They're cute.
But damn, does that one guy just get all hoity-toity and high and mighty.
Right?
Sekigetsu the Enlightened?
That guy.
He seems fine.
I'm educated. I know what's best.
I mean, he does.
All of the great societies in history, the powerful rule over the weaker.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that.
Hey, he backs it up with quotes. That makes it legitimate. What? I definitely do not have any vested interests here I'm trying to protect.
Uh-huh.
But no, there's a lot of good stuff coming out of that. The quests are easy. The quest line to make sure that everything's unlocked is quite long, just like the last Beast Tribe quest. So I actually spent quite a bit of time, a little bit of time before the patch dropped to make sure I was ready for it.
Oh, yeah, if you hadn't been keeping up with your side quests, then that can take a bit of time.
I want to say 3 sets of side quests that had to be completed before you could, before the quest would be unlocked in 4.3.
Kind of. There were a whole bunch of Storm Quest ones, or Storm Blood quests in various zones, where you would have 2 sets of quests and then 2 lines, and then one that brought them all together.
One had 2, and then the other one had 1, and everything came together, or something like that. Regardless, It was a decent amount of quests. Fortunately, I had completed most of them, but
yeah,
only had a few to do ahead of time. But no, good stuff. Great way to level your crafters. I mean, at 68, I'm getting 830,000 per quest.
Interesting thing to note is that this time around, it also provides stuff for the gatherers. The previous ones had just been crafter quests, and this time you can do it as crafters or gatherers.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I haven't done any of the gatherer stuff because they're already 70.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably take a look at it at some point just to see the different things that they say. They'll tend to ask for different types of materials or provide different justifications, and it can be fun to see the variations on that.
And at the second rank up, you can get the minion, which you can see on the screen currently. It's, what is it? Participant number 777 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
This has significance for reasons you will find out and are hilarious.
Yes.
Oh, like they're so adorable and I kind of want to punt them and they're adorable.
But I want to punt them.
A lot.
I mean, the punting is kind of the part of the adorableness, isn't it?
Kick the baby. Don't kick the baby. Kick the baby.
Kick the catfish.
What? How did you get into my head, Luna?
Don't kick baby.
I never left.
Oh my.
Oh.
But no, there's I'll kind of say something about one of the daily quests that you get. It's to this isn't spoilery at all. It's just part of the quest line. But there's one where you have to do like get catfish or make catfish lures for the Namazu to get catfish, but yet they're catfish. And there's cannibalism and a lot of moral ethics going on right here. I don't know how I feel.
It's like, do they remark on that? I kind of hope they do.
No, they kind of really don't. They just kind of, they don't.
I mean, if they acknowledge it by probably being like, it's like, yeah, well, that's problematic. Anyways, make us some lures.
Basically. Also, we learned that they get drunk off of tea.
We knew that already, though.
We did?
Yeah, that was like in the quests long before this.
Okay. Well, we
Oh
get
my God,
we get
Klauss.
reminded of it then.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mazu like their tea. Can't handle their tea, and oh my God, every time I see one twitching, I just giggle a little bit.
Well, you giggle just anyway.
Well, yes. But it's funny.
I like it when they flop on their side.
Exactly. When they're doing that
Aw.
little twitch, 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 twitch.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and I will say a prayer and move on.
Let's just
Yeah,
them.
Oh my God, like the starting quest, there's just
Right?
that facial expression on the character's face was perfect.
Right?
You're like, oh God.
Well, just gonna
I'm in
leave
this,
this guy
aren't I?
here.
It's like, oh God, I'm in this, aren't I?
All right, and other additions. So we can talk about things like the new crafted gear, the new housing items, stuff like that. The new quality of life stuff we've gotten.
Well-
They've got the new custom deliveries option as well, of
Yep.
course.
Yep, they do have that. Please don't lewd the princess. That's all I'm gonna say. Please don't lewd the princess.
Someone's gonna so many people are gonna lewd the princess. You know
Please
this is gonna.
do not lewd the princess. Thank you.
But it gave a nice kind of little extra perspective to Rowena's as well, actually. And
Yes.
there is a wonderful moment where your character expresses some extreme skepticism at finding out that Rowena's is in any way affiliated with this project.
Right? That was great.
Yeah. Like, we're just kind of a snarky little bitch, and it's great. Warrior throwing shade.
Oh, dude. Kind of backtracking, kind of to go along with the snarky list line, but God, what's his name? The little boy in the Ivalis quest line.
Ramza?
He's a bitch.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
he's a dick!
I didn't want to talk about that, but yeah.
What they call him, a prick?
Yeah, like they actually call him a prick.
Yeah, because he is.
And it's like, oh wow, scenario designers, you're reading my mind.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Which, I mean, given what his namesake was like, is especially jarring.
Mm-hmm.
All
But yeah,
right.
fuck that guy. But okay, kind of to shift back. I'll talk about housing items if you guys don't mind.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
There seems to be okay, so I did my usual day of patch, and there are a lot of new housing items, but a lot of them, and I mean a lot of them, are specially crafted. Like, oh God, one of our listeners here, Grimhelm, I believe
Yep.
he goes by the name. He was freaking amazing and designed a chair that actually got put into the game, and that is, what is it, grand chair?
The grand
Grand
chair.
The
chair.
grand hair.
The grand chair that requires like some really high quality leather. That's, oh God, when you look on the market board here, it's 150K per leather.
Yeah, they did not fuck around with that one.
They did not.
Yeah,
And,
right now the chair is selling for like 750K on Hyperion, or at least it was when I
Yeah.
last checked.
It's a
And
nice
then-
grand hair too.
Oh yeah.
it is a beautiful chair. I have two of them in my FC house now, and there's other new ones. God, there's like an assortment of candles that looks freaking beautiful, but it seems not many people know where the crafting materials are coming from. I'm gonna take a guess and say a lot of them probably come from the treasure maps and stuff.
Usner?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like,
Did they say they added new stuff to the canals? That's a
yeah,
likely
they
guess.
added new rewards to the canal.
Then probably that I would be willing to bet.
Yep. God, where is it? Where here? Assorted candles is what it's called. It's just like a big wax heap of candles. But that's one of the newer crafted items, and there's a special, it's like the marine wax or something, I think it's called. I don't know. But I haven't been able to find it. It's not on the market board.
What was the name again?
Um,
Of the furnishing or of the item?
Assorted candles. Marine wax ester. And yeah,
Alright.
I'm guessing it's a special drop from the canals.
Oh.
But they look really fucking cool.
A place like Garland Tools and Gamerscape been updated with that info yet?
I have no idea.
Garland Tools does pull from a lot of the patch data, so it can find a lot of stuff if it's in a shop. That said, their stuff seems to indicate that it's not from anything like that, so probably Uznair, I would guess. Also, that's interesting. The description is a saturated wax ester harvested from the fathomless abyss. They added new submersible stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, it could also come from those, is what I was just gonna say.
They did, like, there's I did do the prototype for a whale class submersible. And they did add new areas that you can send them to, so it may come from that.
Oh, well, I guess I get to send my subs out then and try to get it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to unlock the next zones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely had the map for that branch out a bit more than the airship one did, so it's not always as obvious what goes to where.
But yeah, kind of going back to the housing things. There's a lot of really awesome new housing items that are all crafted. There's a jellyfish lamp, a sewing basket, the miniature. I think it's Isle. I don't know. It's the mole tent that you see in the step.
Let's see.
It's one of the cloth craft master recipe 6 items.
Here we are. Miniature Ilo.
Ilo? Okay.
Yep. And yeah, it looks like one of those little Zayla tents.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of really cute new things. Have you guys had a chance to look or see around the housing areas at the new otter skin housing?
That otter house?
The otter house, yes.
I have seen the pictures
know how
of
I
it.
feel about that.
There is there's a friend of mine, she has her FC, and they actually ended up making a mansion version of it. I'm not that impressed by it. It's cute. It comes with 2 giant otters in your front yard though. But yeah, it's pretty cute. If you like the odd otter minion, then yeah, maybe it'll be something for you, but it's not something so grand like the Carbuncle house or the Shirogane mansion type.
And it's not as bad as the Paisa house.
Those?
I'm not saying I should form a homeowners association, but I want to form a homeowners association.
You know, when I was looking for new skins, because we ended up losing our Shirogane skin before we moved the FC, I was actually looking at the Paisa one. I'm like talking to my FC. I'm like, I'm gonna get a Paisa skin. And they're like, fuck no, if you want us all to leave, don't get the Paisa skin. I'm like, but the Paisa skin is, and
has dead eyes.
It's actually fairly cheap now because I think retainers bring it back.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, I ended up basically building a Shirogane mansion in a day.
Wow.
So I hate myself.
Yeah, any kind of large scale project like that.
So much Aetherborn sand. So much.
Did you actually go gather it yourself, or did you buy it?
No, I ended up buying it off the market board. That was the big purchase from the house.
Yeah, because when you've got to go through and actually do the ethereal reduction, that's such
Oh, I've done my share of that.
that is such a pain.
Never again. But yeah, luckily I had a bunch of gold ore sitting on my retainer, so that helped tremendously. But yeah, I luckily also did it before patch happened, so I got to escape all the price gouging that happens. But yeah, kind of circling back to the housing items. Usually whenever they do release housing items, they put a good, like, at least a few things on the housing merchants that you can, like the maid servants and stuff in game. Surprisingly, there's only 2 new things added into there, which is the oh gosh, one is a laundry basket. So now if you did the Anata quest, you can have a laundry basket and do laundry in your own home instead of in a river.
Oh my gosh, that's actually kind of perfect if you put that with like the clothesline.
Right? But sadly, it's not an outside thing. So
Oh,
I know, right? I know.
They did though
And-
add some new hireable retainer people though. You can get
Yes,
the
that too,
Namazu.
and I am getting to that.
Sorry.
And yeah, what is the other? It's like a weaver's closet that looks very lived in, and I really appreciate the more lived in look.
Let's see.
God, it's something I don't know. You can get it from a housing NPC though.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list.
Yeah. Some other cool items they added in, like leather suitcases that you can craft, a trouser rack, which the trousers both look very, very small. There's a shoe rack that you can kind of get, which once again the shoes look very, very small.
Are they supposed to kind of go with the ones that you can get from the fashion report?
Yeah, sort of. They kind of look like in the same line of there, so you can have a little boutique set up if you really want it.
I'm a big fan of the picnic set, of course.
Yes, the picnic set is adorable. The dim sum set.
Oh, the
also
Moogle
cute.
and Namazu one?
Yes.
Yes, it is very cute.
And like Klauss was saying earlier, they did add in some new NPCs. They added one was the oh God, what are they? What are they called?
They added partition doors in a variety.
Yes, that's another big one.
They did that one too. They did Glade and
Oasis.
Oasis, and yeah.
Yeah, before it was just in the Limson style, which is really frustrating if you wanted a door, but we're in a different style of house.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really limited your decorating options.
Yeah, actually, in my personal house, I actually had to put the Riviera's walls up so I can make it match.
Yep. Well, now you can go back and redo
I'm
it all again.
I'm gonna keep that one there, but I think I'm gonna eventually craft up a set of the Oasis ones for the downstairs room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the new kitchen, like the bar stuff. The bar stuff is actually not too hard to do.
No.
The countertop stuff as well.
The countertops are freaking beautiful. I haven't made them yet, but I'm going to. And surprisingly, they also added in the messaging book.
Oh yes.
As well.
Which
here we are.
Has problems.
Disordered wardrobe. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Yep, that's it.
And yeah, that looks like a cabinet with all sorts of stuff. It makes a place look a bit more lived in.
Yeah, I like that. But
also,
yeah.
you can make knockoff Fenil bags.
But yeah, they added in the messaging book, which a lot of people have been having a lot of fun with. Seyrr, you said something about it crashing the system?
They did have to have a server maintenance because there was some issue with it where under certain circumstances it could crash the entire server, yes.
Oh, God.
Though they seem
Stop
to fix
drawing
that.
dicks in messaging books.
Don't stop drawing dicks in messaging books.
God damn it, Klauss. Don't encourage.
Is that what I heard?
Yes, that's it. Exactly. But yeah, I know a lot of people have been having a lot of fun with that. They're actually fairly simple to craft too.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I want to mention, since it had come up before for people who are concerned about it, they did clarify that the whole thing about your furnishings might get deleted is specifically if you try to stack aquariums.
Yep, don't stack your aquariums.
Also, if you try to stack aquariums, it apparently makes the client start working so hard that you will probably not be able to undo it because your client will crash immediately every time you go into your house.
So don't do it.
Yeah.
Until they say it's okay to do it.
Yep.
I mean, just yeah.
Because I still want to have my pet store style aquarium wall.
Yeah, that'd be cute. But another thing that I've kind of noticed is going kind of back to the housing things. The NPCs, we have a journeyman salvager now that can be added into the house.
Which is like our own calamity salvager.
Yep, exactly. And they get to look fashionable as fuck.
I don't think they do calamity restoration, but other than that.
Quest rewards, seasonal event items, job-specific gear, achievement rewards, and Garo gear is basically what you can get from them. And then, yeah, once you receive a high enough ranking, just like with the Anata, you can hire Namazu to come and work in your home as a junk mongerer, a manservant, a mender, and a material supplier. So
I mean, you can hire Ananta, you can hire Namazu. Can you hire Kojin?
no, you cannot.
They did not add
Okay.
them in 4.1.
You cannot enslave the Kojin, but you can enslave the Anata and the Namazu
I mean, presumably they're being paid somehow.
somehow.
By our presence, of course.
Of course.
It's like the retainers. Presumably something's arranging this. Maybe this is like what the dues we pay to the Adventurers Guild goes for.
Dues?
Dues.
I assume something goes with that. Like we do leaves and they make money and we get some of the money.
Leaves?
Dues.
Or other things that you do in service to the realm. This all probably works somehow.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, you can now add more fish tanks to your house. They've limited just for now, to 4. Because any more and it might crash the system, like Klauss said.
Yeah.
And the whole thing of deleting your house and
Yeah.
You know,
the fix that they implement for that may involve wiping all your furniture.
You know, here, I'm gonna post this in the Twitch stream. But I find it funny because in the patch notes they stack the aquariums on one another. And then they're like, no, don't do that.
I thought it was like intersecting them that made it happen. I'm not sure now.
Maybe. But it's when they do clear it up, private chambers, apartments will have 4, cottages can have 6, houses can have 8, and mansions can have up to 10.
Can you imagine 10 type 4?
Oh my god, a whole entire fishing room.
Yeah. It would be amazing, but
I'm gonna do that.
Be expensive, but amazing.
I think I have at least 3 tier 4 aquariums lying around somewhere.
I've only got the 2, but I'll get more eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, they added in also a new kind of flower. They added in dahlias. So if you are a fan of a dahlia, you can go and grow flowers of any size and whatnot. And
are those like the ones that you can turn into corsages, things like that?
Yep, you can turn them into corsages, hair pieces, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was surprised at the number of options we have for that as well, actually. Just in general. Oh, hello?
Yeah, you're here.
I hear you.
There you go. Yeah, just like between the furnishings and the various types of ornamental gear, it's like they really want to give us a lot of options for that.
Mm-hmm. They're actually kind of really cute too.
Anything else you guys want to talk about that we've gotten so far in the patch?
Let's see. Taking a quick look over the patch notes to make sure I haven't forgotten about anything major.
The fact that you can enable city-state background music in residential areas.
Yeah, I did that right away.
Right.
Let's see.
Other than that, a bunch of other stuff.
The Doman Enclave.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that too.
I'm not sure how I fully feel about how they implemented that.
Yeah, that...
Have you guys seen the memes where they basically make the donation box look like a garbage can?
Yeah.
Hey, they are hardworking. They will find a use for it. I mostly just gave them a bunch of elegant silver pieces.
That's actually the best way to do it at this point.
Really?
Because, I mean, you NPC them anyway. Why not get a 20% bonus on them?
True. Yeah, I gave them a bunch of old gear that was sitting in my inventory because of crafting the house, and yeah. They were like, oh, never mind, we need more meat. Fuck you. I'm just like, try.
There are the 2 scenes you get from doing that, which I thought were kind of neat. And okay, just to check, did anyone else sell him?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep, I did.
What?
I think it's probably okay.
No, we can't.
Okay,
we can't. But no, I gave him away. He's gone.
Well, I mean, think about the artwork that will result from that. That's hot.
I'm lost.
You are offered. So there are actually 2 scenes with the Dome and Enclave at present. So if you give them if you've reached the limit, go ahead and talk to them again just to see if you can trigger the second one. But in the second one, you are offered an intriguing business proposition.
I'm not sure if I either maybe didn't do that one yet, or if I just kind of glazed over it.
I'm gonna type at you. Where can I type at you?
We'll talk about it after the show.
Punk.
Yep, because I kind of want to keep it going.
No, that's fair. That's fair. But yes, like, I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I generally like a lot of these little, like, hey, we are building a town kind of things.
I was actually just hoping it would have been a little bit more involved than just go to retainer, pull out crap you don't want, throw in box.
Profit. I mean, I
Profit.
suspect they want to make it easy for people to do.
I was hoping we could actually craft something for them, or it would ask for something specific.
Yeah.
Something just a little more interactive.
They might expand on that later. I don't know.
I guess, like I said, that was just what I was thinking it was going to be. And then the fact that they just made it, take something out of inventory, dump in there, profit was, like I said, anticlimactic. The whole premise of it is cool that we're actually actively involved with the reconstruction efforts is nice versus just seeing it change after every patch.
Yeah. So, I think they wanted to make it easy to participate in, because if it was crafted stuff, then it becomes, okay, now you have to either level a crafter or start paying for stuff.
Or like I said, maybe, like I said, you just buy a certain item from an NPC or something like that and donate that.
Yeah. I mean, having it as something where you actually get money from it is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I mean, it's, like I said, there's good parts about it, but like I said, there's just certain parts about it that I'm underwhelmed with.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, that bit. Sorry, I just saw your message. Yeah, and now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I mean,
I couldn't.
Why not? They'll take good care of it.
I don't know. I just didn't. So, but now I know.
He
Now I know what you're
claims-
talking about. I forgot that they offered that.
That he's the one that saved everyone when we did. So fuck him. He's getting sold.
Anyway.
Plus, it kind of fit the whole heroic sociopath thing for you to just be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Have fun. What do they want him for?
Yeah. This is probably fine.
Maybe I have
Nothing
plans
bad will happen.
that maybe involve, dungeons. I don't know.
Ooh, wait, what? I like where this is going.
Anyway, and like I said, let's try and put a wrap up on this a little bit. Anything else that you really wanted to talk about before we continue on?
Let me scroll through really fast, see if there's anything else that catches. Ta-da-ta. Treasure hunt. Glamour dresser improvements I'm happy about.
I mean, a lot of these things were just things that we've talked about when the I want where's the item we get?
No. Yeah.
Then I'll be really happy.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that about covers how I'm feeling about things at the moment.
And like I said, we'll go into more depth in the next episode when we talk spoilers, talk all about the storyline and mechanics and things like that. So, if you want to share your thoughts on that, feel free to let us know. Podcast at phoenixradio.com or at PHXDN Radio out on Twitter. We really appreciate hearing from you guys. Just
for
like
some reason.
Yep. I'm going to skip down a section for just a second because it's in line with what we're talking about here, Seyrr.
Sure.
Just like the contest we had last episode, where we asked you guys to email us in the last episode what you were looking forward to most in the upcoming patch. And we got a few entries, and I want to go ahead and read through those. Actually, I'm going to have Seyrr read the first one.
All right. Let's find out. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if people actually did end up enjoying them. So, which one do you want me to start with? The first one here?
The first one from Kai Zen.
So, from Kai Zen, hi, Phoenix Down crew. Well, hi to you as well. Your last episode had Chili mention a contest to win a copy of the Angel or Devil costume from the Mog Station. Some of the info about the thing. I am most looking forward to 4.3 for new Palace of the Dead in 435. Hopefully the mount is as awesome as Nightmare Pegasus. New Eureka 436. I have every weapon and clothing relic and love Eureka. I still go, for no discernible reason. I just love the old school 11ness of it. I'll comment that there's a member of my link shell who also is going kind of crazy, like has all of the various things and keeps at it. I'm not quite sure why, but you do you, man, if you're having fun with it.
This coming from somebody who did all of the relic weapons in ARR and is working on all of the relic weapons in Heavensward.
Hey, they're anima weapons. Also, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, and 3, running the new raid with my friends while we do karaoke using the rhythm bot for Discord. You haven't lived until you've tried to tank a 24-man boss while staying on key, belting out Billy Joel's Only the Good Die Young.
Oh god, I shouldn't have had you read this one. Now you're going to try this.
No. Well, I wouldn't sing that. Like, that's not quite in my range. I'd do something else.
I'm just saying the general idea you're going to do this.
Watching several bads all around you disproving the premise. I already sing while I'm tanking. Like, that's not new.
But now you're going to do it in public, on streams, and anywhere you can.
Oh, God.
I already do it in public. This is not new.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten arrested for doing it in public. But
Anyway. Oh, God. Let me tell you about the people we had to file that incident report on over at Tully Branch. Anyways. Love the show. Love all Chili's other shows as well. Would kill for a cheeky Nando's takeaway, having previously been stationed at RAF, that's Royal Air Force, Mildenhall. Keep up the great work, and congrats to Luna for Twitch affiliate status. That's quite an accomplishment. Well, thank you, Kai. That's very kind of you.
And you did skip
also,
over
I am loving...
Go ahead. Finish what you were saying. Go ahead.
No, unless we really wanted to get into all this stuff about prize delivery and all that.
No, I was just going to say the shout-out portion of it, because I wanted to shout out Bianca Zen. I'm assuming
yes.
their friend, and shout-outs to the Exodus server.
Oh, right. Don't put that in with the prize delivery stuff. I try to protect your personal data. It's a thing.
There's no personal data there.
There's a little bit. We have so many trainings about this. You would not believe how much data I can glean from the mildest little mentions. It's actually kind of disturbing. Protect your personal data, people.
All right, Luna, you want to read the next one?
Sure. This one is from Seyrr, or Seyrr.
Saradra.
Seyrr. Sorry.
Saradra Warsong.
Yep. To answer you guys' question about what I'm most excited about in 4.3, it's really hard to pick something, but I think my top thing is Heaven on High. Just because I've been looking forward to a new deep dungeon content for a very long time. Cheers and keep up the good work.
I feel a little bad for people that it seems like a lot of what people are looking forward to is stuff that they don't get yet.
Yeah, but I mean, they are big things that we've been waiting for. So.
Oh, they can like it. I just feel bad for them. It's like we finally have the patch, and what you really want is going to take a bit longer. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I want extended Hildebrand, and that's still going to take a while too. So.
Well, yeah, I feel bad for you too. Then.
No, you don't.
I'm not saying. No, I don't. It's you, but in principle, I feel bad for you.
Shots fired.
Oh,
I never stopped.
Well, but actually, that's not true of everybody, because from our friend Talon Broadbent, what I'm looking forward to the most in 4.3 would be, for sure, the new Ivalice raid. I love the Tactics universe. So somebody got what they wanted.
Indeed. Oh, and actually, talking about the Tactics universe reminded me, it just reminded me about an Ivalice thing I'd wanted to say and forgot about. They actually snuck in a couple quick Vagrant story references as well, which I was pleased to see.
All right, and I am going to go to random.org right now, and I'm going to pick a random number.
So yeah, for the people who love the entire Ivalice setting, oh man, we got a lot of good stuff this patch.
Congratulations to Talon Broadbent. We will be getting in touch with you to see if you want the Angel or Devil gear, and then we will get you that code. So send us a message in DMs in Twitter, We'll give you a follow so you can send us a message, and we'll get all that information from you so we can get that taken care of, all right? Thank you so much.
Wants you to slide into his DMs.
Wow, chicken, wow.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Klauss, you have got to stop. You have got to stop using our contests as a way to get dates.
That sounds like something you would do, though.
That's an idea.
Oh God.
See, what do I do? What am I doing?
Slide into
Klauss-
Seyrr's DMs.
Anyway, so congratulations, and thank you guys for submitting your entries. We really do appreciate all of your you guys' interactions with us. Now, without further ado, something that we have been waiting quite a while for. I think it's been, 3 episodes that we've been without?
Something like that, because we were busy and then I went and got sick.
Yes. So we are going to return to the Lorebrarian's Corner, and Seyrr is going to tell us all about the Dark Knight.
Woo! So yeah, this is one where, again, I've been asked, people were curious about lore about the various jobs. Everyone, of course, wants to know about the ones that they play. And this one, I can't even remember how I saw. I think someone just asked for Dark Knight.
I think it was Mithrin in the Discord.
So yeah, show up to our channel, talk to us, and just ask for stuff, and you will have a pretty decent chance of getting it.
Except for if you ask for lots and lots of money, because I'm asking for that still, and I haven't gotten any of it.
You and me both.
Hey, I left it for you at the bank. You just have to go and get it.
Behind the big iron door with the guards.
I wanted it to be safe. God, Klauss, so inconsiderate. After all I do for you, like try to get you arrested.
Well, it's 3 squares a day and a roof over my head.
Exactly. You're doing better than a lot of millennials.
But they have avocado toast. And I'm not a millennial, damn it.
Yeah, you're in about the right age range.
No, I'm not.
You could be if you want.
I'm a Gen Xer. I'm old.
So anyways,
You're
Dark
the
Knight.
millennial. Damn millennials and their avocado toast. Get off my lawn.
Avocado toast is fucking delicious.
I know it is.
And I'm getting to this lore segment, you fucker. You know how easily I sidetrack.
I
I'm
know.
gonna
That's
go
what's
make
great
some
about
avocado
it.
toast.
Ooh. Damn it!
It is especially worse because he hasn't eaten yet.
No, I picked up something. It was just
Okay.
fast food, so I'm not
Okay.
super thrilled. But...
Okay, good. Continue.
So anyways, Dark Knights. So in Eorzea, the first Dark Knight was Trefaniel the Unshod, which I guess is a fancy word for shoeless. I have no idea why they made
He's a
that
horse?
his epithet. No. He was in fact an Ishgardian knight who lived around 700 years ago. He had grown up always wanting to be a champion of the lowborn. That was like the vision he took throughout his knightly training and his duties. But his beliefs were put to the test when he saw a Hellenic priest take a child from the broom to perform what were only described as unspeakable acts. Trefaniel cut down the priest without a second thought, and was promptly charged with heresy and set to trial by combat with his fellow knights. He did defeat them all and escaped, and it was at that point he cast aside his shield, which is kind of interesting symbolically. The shield would be what bore your knightly crest. It's a symbol of nobility, becoming a champion of the small folk wielding only his greatsword. His actions inspired others, and it gave rise to the Dark Knight tradition. Now, the Dark Knight remains a largely Ishgardian tradition, given the importance of knights in their culture. Other cultures might have found ways to make use of similar abilities, but they may not have that same frame of knightly orders around which the concept of a Dark Knight is built. The term I came back to over and over while looking into this was the role of a Dark Knight as a vigilante. Now, in Ishgardian society, some people are outside the law. They're able to commit crimes with relative impunity because anyone who tries to hold them accountable will themselves be punished by society. So the Dark Knight throws away their status to exist outside of the society, and so is unfettered by its restrictions. That way they can hold accountable even those who are outside the law. Now, of course, society still tries to punish them. A Dark Knight that gets caught by the Temple Knights is as good as dead, but it's something where they're choosing to discard a lot of the protections of the society, much like Trifaniel discarded his shield, in order to more effectively attack these foes. Now, modern Dark Knights draw power from negative emotions. I kind of find that term problematic, but we're going to go with it for now. So anger, sorrow. Anyways, anger, sorrow, fear, suffering, all of those are used to suffuse the Dark Knight's ether and augment their combat capabilities.
Yes.
Now, these techniques were discovered only after the Dark Knight tradition had existed for several centuries. So for the first few hundred years, Dark Knights were just using traditional greatsword techniques. Which makes it that much more remarkable, the types of things they were fighting against and what they like that they didn't even have a lot of these more mystical abilities to augment their prowess. Drawing upon these emotions as a source of power does carry risks with it, of course, and Dark Knights risk being lost to their inner darkness or suffering a violent backlash if they indulge too freely. To maintain their clarity, they cultivate a flame in the abyss, as they refer to it. A light that, even if it's small, pierces through the darkness in their mind and illuminates the path. Now, the Mughals of the Churning Mist point to love in its various forms as the source of this flame, though that claim is met with skepticism by some Dark Knights. The Dark Knight quest lines are some of the most popular job quests among players, as they explore the Warrior of Light's complex feelings, and they add interesting depths to our characters. This is one where if you haven't done them yet, I would definitely, more than usual, recommend not skipping cutscenes, talking to plenty of NPCs, even reading the journal entries. The starter quests up until level 50 deal with the demands and expectations that Eorzea makes of the Warrior of Light. And the Stormblood quests deal with the sense of loss that we've experienced in our travails. This anger, frustration, sadness, grief. I really like these quests because they give us a chance to see the Warrior of Light as something more than just a smiling, good-natured errand runner. They really add that interesting complexity to the character. Looking a bit at vigilantes in popular culture, some of the ones really striking ones that came up to me. Batman, of course, the original Dark Knight. Separate from the police and sometimes actively opposed by them, but he sees himself as kind of fulfilling a police role. He aims to capture and not kill. He sends people to jail or to Arkham Asylum, but he's still operating outside the law. Now, in a lot of the Batman setting, it's often less about how the law won't punish them and more about the law can't punish them. You either have these supervillains with incredible powers that the police are helpless to do anything about, or you just, in some settings, you'll have these crimes that just kind of slip through the cracks because the system is overworked. Now, some of the iterations of Batman have played that up to different degrees. You do have some villains that are people who escape punishment due to having lots of social power. So that's something where there's lots of different angles on it, which get explored in different reboots of the series and by different writers. There's a lot of nuance, and they go into a lot of different directions on it. One other rather intriguing vigilante group I found was the Lavender Panthers, a vigilante group in San Francisco in the mid-1970s, headed by Ray Broshears, a gay Pentecostal evangelist, preacher, and activist, which was a really weird combination, which kind of fits for San Francisco, I guess. So the city's LGBT residents were frequent targets of verbal abuse and physical assaults, and police officers rarely got involved and occasionally participated in the abuse themselves. So the Lavender Panthers formed as a self-defense gang that would patrol the city, teaching martial arts to the LGBT population and dispensing brutal beatdowns to anyone who tried to attack them. That said, they were controversial even in their own community. Some people felt that they were causing this polarizing effect that made mainstream acceptance of gays and lesbians more difficult. There was some amount of debate as to how much violence against LGBT people actually existed. This was something where, because the community was somewhat unpopular, there was not necessarily a lot of good actual studies being done, and the problem wasn't really well understood. Brochure did begin to engage in increasingly outlandish behavior, and after a year, the Panthers disbanded in the face of pressure from the police at the community and the community at large. But it was another example of this perceived lack of enforcement of the law not being sufficient, and so people saying, hey, we're going to step up in order to fill this in. One of the other ones that I was just, I don't even know how to describe it, oddly hilarious. I found the case of Ken McElroy, a man from Skidmore, Missouri, who terrorized an entire town for most of a decade. He was indicted 21 times, but never convicted on crimes including assault with intent to kill, arson, statutory rape, cattle rustling, and more. Witnesses would refuse to testify after he would allegedly follow them around town or park outside their houses for hours. So after most of a decade of this, it came to a head in response to an argument with a store clerk over one of the McElroy children trying to steal candy. McElroy began stalking the owner of the store and eventually shot him. He was charged with attempted murder and was convicted of assault, but released on bail pending his appeal. Immediately after which, he went to a local bar with a rifle and began making extremely graphic threats about what he was going to do to the store owner. The citizens of Skidmore, obviously concerned, met with the local sheriff, and the sheriff pretty much just instructed them not to confront McElroy and suggested that maybe they could form a neighborhood watch program before driving out of town. The people instead went to the tavern where McElroy was drinking. Shortly after, McElroy left with a 6-pack of beer and got into his truck, where he was shot and killed. Now, that does seem a little short on the details, and there is a reason for that. There were 46 potential witnesses on the scene, including McElroy's wife. And although evidence recovered from the scene indicated that he was shot at several times, and in fact hit twice by 2 different rifles, of those 46 people, McElroy's wife was the only one who claimed to have actually seen anything and to be able to identify a gunman. No one called an ambulance. The district attorney declined to press any charges. Even a federal investigation came up empty.
Dear God.
Yeah, this was a man who was deeply loathed by the community. The community went to the law, they went to the sheriff for help, and the sheriff was like, have you considered a neighborhood watch program? And then got out of town. It's maybe not terribly surprising that taking the law into your own hands looks a little attractive there. So yeah. And we do see that coming up again, these situation after situation where it's like, yes, there's a law, yes, there's people enforcing it, but they're not doing their job. It's not working. And this gets me into one of the things I love, talking about the legal philosophy about vigilantes. The idea is that you've got rule of law and rule of might. Those are phrases that if you spend any time studying legal stuff, you'll hear about. Rule of might is just kind of, if you're strong, you can do whatever you want. It's really crappy if you want to build a complex society. If you can't make a contract without having to worry about the other person just saying, oh, make me, and getting away with it because they're stronger, you don't have the stability needed to engage in the activities that really develop a culture. Science, art, philosophy, without that assurance that when you make a deal with someone, that deal is going to be kept, you're going to focus more on trying to protect your own resources. You're not going to take those risks. So rule of might is really bad for actually developing complex civilization. Now, at its core, this is about who gets to use violence, whether that's physical violence, financial violence, other abstract forms of violence. Say that I make a deal to trade my bushels of corn with Luna for some of her bolts of cloth. And then Luna says, too bad, I'm keeping your corn. You get nothing. Now, under rule of might, under a rule of might system, I have to hope that I'm strong enough to force Luna to stick to the terms of the deal. It's not even about, can I take her stuff? It's just about, can I enforce the deal we made? Now, so everyone's kind of, in that system, everyone gets to use violence, and only the people who are good at it get what they want. Under the rule of law, the government is the only one who can use the violence. In this case, the government makes him suffer financial penalties by not if he doesn't follow the terms of the contract. I would ask the government to use that power by going to court. So I go to the court, I say, hey, we made this deal, this thing happened, this wasn't fair. Can you please use your violence on him to make him go along with it? And they might do that in the forms of fines or penalties, imprisonment, depending on the exact thing. But the idea is that the government is the one that we give the power to hurt people rather than everyone hurting people themselves. Now, there should be clear rules for how and when the government uses its power. Those rules should be evenly applied to everyone. That's the idea of rule of law. There are laws that apply to everyone, that rule over everyone. But a government is still made up of people, and people can be imperfect. So the whole thing doesn't always work the way it's supposed to. Vigilantes make this whole thing messy because they're substituting their own judgment for the existing system. And how the public feels about vigilantes has a lot to do with how well the government is actually running rule of law instead of rule of might, or how good we think they're doing about it. People really want the world to be fair. They want to think that things are just and equal, even if they might have a weird definition of what it means for something to be fair. So if they see something bad happening to others, they look for reasons that those people deserve it. Even in little children, we find this wanting the world to be fair and getting upset that when there's situations or treatment that isn't fair. Like, there's evidence that even babies can grasp this concept. So when we see this government being unequal in how it runs the rules, in treating them differently, in not having the rule of law, we get really upset. I talked with Anonymous a bit about this, and he said that vigilantism, we like vigilantism when there's proof of wrongdoing that authority is absolutely failing at, enabling, or committing. And everything else is just trial by public relations. So like in that McElroy case, even though someone committed murder, people were willing to look the other way because they saw the government, in the form of sheriff, being unwilling to do the right thing. When they see the government failing at it, and when they feel like the government is failing, they're a lot more willing to tolerate a vigilante. The Warrior of Light, we're kind of a little bit weird. Eorzea is still kind of unstable. It's not quite to that stable government rule of law state. And in general, the power of the story means that we're mostly a good person. So it's okay if we take the law into our own hands and maybe chase down a criminal and execute them. But what about the people who see us do it and get inspired to start doing it themselves? And we saw this also in the Machinist quest in Stormblood, where Ishgard is attempting to establish a modern police force where noble birth is not required. And the idea of the law being enforced against nobles by commoners is something that a lot of Ishgardians have trouble with. This idea that, no, this law applies equally to everyone, and that, yes, even commoners can uphold it against you. Governments are never going to be okay with vigilantes, no matter how good or bad the government is, because the idea is that the government is the only one that's allowed to use violence, and the vigilante is violating that. But how the government responds usually does relate a lot to how stable the government is. Governments that are stable, they usually don't put that much into stopping vigilantism, in part because under a stable government, there's not as much of it happening. Like, things are generally kind of okay. And they've got other things to do with their resources. And it also does act a little bit as a pressure valve on the burden that the law enforcement faces. Corrupt governments will put a lot of effort into stamping it out because they face a huge threat from any challenge to their rule. We saw that with Ishgard, where when you have these Dark Knights, these vigilantes going around challenging the rule of a very corrupt government, that they are brutally punished, public execution, corpses being thrown down into the broom. So that's something that you can actually get a good read on the stability of a government by how well it responds to those people who are tempted to take the law into their own hands. Now, no matter what, being a vigilante does mean existing outside of that system. So that means it's a very difficult life, one where you're not going to have a lot of that support, that strong social support structure. But it does also lend that kind of romanticism to it, that tough, rugged thing. And I think that's part of why this idea of the vigilante endures, why we have that, like that kind of anti-heroic thing, like with Batman or with these other ones, where even as we say, oh, hey, is it really all right for them to be taking the law into their own hand? There's something kind of attractive about it. And now that I've put everyone to sleep rambling about legal philosophy.
No, that was actually really, really interesting.
It was.
Also, yeah. No, you get me going about legal philosophy, we will be here a while. Because, I mean, yeah, that's the idea. Like, we would like to live in a society where not even necessarily that stuff is, like, necessarily happy and good all the time, but where stuff is kind of predictable. Where we know that if we make this agreement, it'll be followed through.
Yeah, anybody who really follows comic books, with superheroes and things like that, basically any of the protagonists, they're all vigilantes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
this is something that I feel like we've seen a bit more of in recent years, exploring that trend, just because, like, hey, you do have this society where you've got these people charging in, making their own judgments about stuff. Who holds them accountable? Like, what happens if they make a mistake? Stuff like that. This is a really interesting set of questions, and I really like that more and more series are actually starting to explore some of these implications. I really bodes well, like, just for the maturity of comics as a whole.
yeah, I mean, you look at the Marvel universe right now, the MCU with all the different movies we've got. You look at DC and all of the shows they've got on like the CW, like the Green Arrow, like Nick Dar mentioned in chat, or the Flash. The interactions they have with law enforcement in those types of cases. I mean, it's really interesting. Or if you look at the MCU and the things they've had to do with the government,
I mean, like, they are stepping on law enforcement's toes.
Oh, exactly.
Like, this is supposed to be our turf.
So,
and it's kind of like, even if, yes, you yourself are doing good work, the other people who watch you and start getting ideas about, oh, this is a more efficient way to solve things, like, that can end up way worse in the long run. So they can't abide that.
Or you get collateral damage or things like that. Somebody's got to be, taken.
Yeah. I mean,
held responsible.
One of the big things about having an official system for, like, law enforcement is that there is actually an established thing for who will be held accountable.
Yeah.
Even like, I'm not super happy with some of the ones in our current society, but there is at least if this happens, this is who you will sue, and this is the thing for how you will be made whole. Like, there's at least some kind of established procedure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's something that definitely comes up with a lot of the entertainment now. So thank you for going through that, giving us some real life examples and how it kind of relates back to the game that we love so much.
Yep. Yeah, we are the heroic sociopath vigilantes sometimes.
Yeah.
We bring a lot of people to quote-unquote justice.
Justice!
And this is something that even the characters do talk about from time to time.
All right, so what do you guys want to hear about next from the Lorebrarian? You can, like I said, check out our Discord. Go to the Lorebrary channel and put your requests in there. Don't let a certain few basically hog all of the glory on that. It's an open forum for everybody.
And I don't think I can make this clear enough, because this happens at my job as well. I am a librarian in real life as well. Librarians are all about connecting people with information. People always want, it's like, oh, I don't want to bother. It's like, no, I like doing this. You want to know things. I want you to learn things. I'll learn things while I'm doing it. I like doing this.
That's why we drag them into this.
I get really worked up about it too, apparently.
Yep.
Deep breath.
Yep. So why we dragged them into doing this, kicking and screaming.
Yeah, they didn't have to drag very hard.
That really hard arm twisting there.
Yeah, I think I was pretty much like, yeah, sure.
But yeah, I mean, if you don't have Discord, you can always send us an email, podcast@phoenixradio.com. And like I said, Twitter is also a great way. You can
Yeah,
send it right to the show.
I've gotten requests on Twitter,
Yep.
like at FFXIV Seyrr, Seyrr. I finally did the thing where it's public, so you don't have to worry about requesting yada yada yada. Ask me questions. Look at my random postings of hilarious storytime books.
All right, guys. Well, you know what? That's going to do it for this episode then. If you liked what you heard, please make sure to like, subscribe, or follow us here on iTunes, Stitcher, or on YouTube. If you want to check out the videos of these. And wherever you listen to us or watch us on, leave a rating or review. It really does help us to be found in the community. If you really dig the show, consider becoming a patron out at patreon.com/PhoenixDownRadio, just like our dear friend Rory Fenrir. Or you can also subscribe to us here at twitch.tv/PhoenixDownRadio, either with your hard-earned money, or if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your free Twitch Prime subscription every month and send it our way. Like I said, it's a great way to support your favorite streamers, whether that's us or whoever it is in the community.
But it better be us.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, support
Yeah,
the people that you
appreciate if it was us.
Yes, or Luna_Vox.
Or me. Or me.
Like I said,
or us.
use it to support your favorite streamers, honestly.
Yeah, I will not be hurt if it's not us. Like, I'm awesome, but I'm not that awesome.
But if you choose to send it our way, all the proceeds we get go towards growing the show, covering some of the behind the scenes stuff, as well as kind of the fun things we get to do, like giveaways and things like that. But regardless, any kind of support, whether it's likes, retweets, emails, follows, or those monetary donations, it's always greatly appreciated. We really love interacting with you guys and the rest of the community. Like I said, you can check out our website, PhoenixDownRadio.com. And if you want to send us an email, again, podcast@PhoenixDownRadio.com. Our YouTube page is youtube.com/PhoenixDownRadio. And like I said, if you have Facebook and want to follow us there, you can check us out at Facebook.com/PhoenixDownRadio. All right, guys, it's that time of the show for the shouts and the personal plugs. Who wants to go first? I know normally Chili would, but he's not here.
Yeah, Chili's not here.
And-
I guess I can go first
Praise
then.
funny one, praise.
Big shout out to everyone who is listening live on the stream right now. Thank you guys for coming by.
And thank you for
supporting
those
us
bits
live.
there, Nick Nar. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Big shout out to everyone who is listening via the podcast. We wouldn't be anything without any of you guys. So thank you so much. Another big shout out to a listener of the show and one of Sarah's friends, Lanalia. She so kindly sent me a really awesome thing from when I think it was from PAX East, but when they had those big foam swords for the Final Fantasy.
You got a sword?
Yes!
Oh my god!
Lanalia sent me one and I'm loving it.
Oh my
and
God.
It's hanging up on my wall right now. And oh, I love it so much.
jelly.
I haven't been. I know. Oh, I finally have something Klauss doesn't have. Ah.
Well, you got that bag that I gave you too.
Yeah, true.
That I got
But
from
this,
Fusion.
like- Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. That is so
But
awesome.
yeah, it's so fun. I have to hide it from my kids. They want to play with it so badly. I'm like, no, this is mommy's foam sword.
I bet.
Yeah. If you guys want to follow me on any of the social media, Twitter is probably the best place to find me. It is Luna_Vox. And if you want to follow me over on my Twitch channel, I stream mostly evening times. Luna_Vox. I am now a Twitch affiliate. So come on over, hang out with me. I'm actually probably going to be going live after we're done with the podcast here to do Ritorana Lighthouse and the Swallow's Compass for the first time. So that should be fun.
Blind runs. Woo!
Woo!
Woo! Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. That was weird.
Woo!
But yes, I think I said earlier, but when I did Ritorana, I pretty much just turned off Party and Alliance chat and just kind of let it happen to me. And it was great!
Oh my.
Yeah.
Anything else, Luna?
big shout out to you guys for being here with me again. And Seyrr, this is the first time of me after coming back from my little hiatus that we're able to talk and understand and laugh. Usually at Klauss's expense, but laugh together.
Well, I mean, who else would we laugh at?
Chili, but we love Chili.
Yeah, like Klauss is easy to make fun of.
I'm kidding, Klauss. We love you too.
Sure. I see how it is.
Oh.
No, but hopefully next episode we'll have the entire crew back again.
Yeah.
All right, Seyrr.
Oh, okay, I guess that's where it cut out before. So, I totally had something, I forgot it. So I said it earlier, but once again, my Twitter is at FFXIVSEYRR. Love to hear from you guys. Love to get your random thoughts on anything. Shout out to all the people in the Phoenix Down Radio Discord, Lorebrarian and spoiler channels for the really fun discussions we've had over the last few days, as there keeps being the moment of, oh my gosh, did you just see? Wait, what does that mean for cross-referencing, pulling back to stuff from several patches ago? Several people pointed out something I had misremembered, which I was really grateful to them for correcting my incorrect memory of something. It means that I got the details.
You misremembered something?
Yeah, hey, Anonymous said it too. Like, we remember lots of stuff. We're not perfect. And I misremember things too. So it's actually really nice of them to not say like, oh, it's Seyrr, he must remember it. To say, wait, no, this thing meant something else, didn't it? And what discussing and actually finding the source documents and realizing that, hey, I did have an incorrect bit about something, and now I understand it better. The point is not that I'm never wrong. The point is that I know how to be right. That meant something in my head. Fuck you.
Can we quote that?
Sure.
Somebody clip that and put it out there.
Right? Please?
Anything else then, Seyrr? Yes, no?
Not really that I can think of.
We threw him.
Like, not really that I can think of. You guys are awesome. Like, Klauss and Luna, but also our audience. I like you guys. I like hanging out and discussing stuff with you. You're awesome. Keep making this really... Like, this is the thing that makes this enjoyable. Getting to talk about storytelling and clever, interesting game stuff and all that. That's what makes this game sing for me.
Yes.
And I hope that you guys will keep doing it with me.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah.
Keep doing it.
Friday.
Doing it well.
Gotta get down on Friday.
Oh, God, no. With that.
And I want to shout out to my hosts, Luna and Seyrr. Thank you again for joining us. Shout out to Chili for being our representative out on Diablos at the I Want to Be Your Canary show for the A Stage Reborn group.
God, those guys are incredible. I am looking forward to seeing what they can do with all the new furnishings.
Yep.
Like the set design they can get out of that.
And like I said, you can check out their show if you're watching this live or you catch it while I get it up right away. They have a show on Saturday, 2 shows on Saturday, and then 1 show by RSVP on Sundays. I don't know if there's still time to get in on that RSVP show, but you can contact A Stage Reborn on Twitter, I believe, to get a hold of them there. But otherwise, there's 2 shows Saturday night. So shout out to them for doing an amazing job within Final Fantasy XIV to put on these awesome plays.
Oh my God, I wonder if I could commission them to like do a particular play. I should find an interesting play for them to do.
Well, I guess maybe if you can come up with a lot of the ways to do it for them, because I'm sure it takes a lot of time and practice and things like that. Well, you can always contact them and see what they have to say on it.
I get. Maybe not like, oh, I definitely want this one to be done, but more like I want to try to find interesting ones for them to do.
Okay, as suggestions.
Yeah.
Okay.
More like what sorts of things do you guys look for? And I should talk to them about it.
Unless you want to be like a patron of them and go that route.
I don't have a lot of money. I'm more good at finding information.
Exactly. I hear you. Also want to shout out everybody watching live here at Twitch. Thank you so much for joining us live. Everybody who joins me on my daily streams. I am at this is day 142, I believe, in a row this year. So been keeping that streak alive. I'll be streaming again tomorrow morning early before I have to work, and hopefully keeping everything going that way. Shout out to everybody listening on the podcast as well, because we wouldn't keep doing this without you guys' support. Checking out the show every week as well. So thank you very much for that. Also want to shout out to the guys out at PlayStation Universe. I have been joining them for their weekly anime podcast.
You're saying it wrong!
No, I'm saying it correctly.
No!
Yes.
It's not on, it's an.
Anime.
Oh my god, Klaus.
Anime.
So anyways, back to your shout out when you're being blatantly wrong.
On the anime podcast. Now named the Problematic Sticker Podcast. Go listen to it to find out why. It's hilarious.
That is a good name.
It's a lot of fun. So if you guys enjoy anime, we talk about My Hero Academia and Boruto, as well as give each other suggestions of an anime to watch, and then we give our thoughts on that the next week. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's a lot of these hobbies. Like, it feels more awesome when you get to share it with people and share those suggestions.
Yep.
And I really love how easy the internet has made it for people to find and create those groups.
And you can find their stream or their all of their different podcasts, including their PlayStation 4 podcasts at psu.podbean.com. So if you want to check that out, it's a really good time. I strongly recommend it. Not just for me and Chili, but for a lot of good information too. So if that's going to do it, guys, for my co-hosts, Lunavox, and for Seyrr, I am Klauss Nightbringer, wishing everybody a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining us. Take care.
Phoenix Down Radio is a production of PhoenixDownRadio.com and Illusion Productions. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. In-game content for Phoenix Down Radio is the copyright of Square Enix. Opening music for Phoenix Down Radio is provided by Guilty Gear Rock You. Check out the Metal Chocobo theme cover and many other music videos at youtube.com/Guilty Gear Rock You. Closing music for this episode is provided by Guitar Wanker 90. Please check out their full version of Matoya's Cave and other rock video game covers at youtube.com/Guitar Wanker 90. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of Phoenix Down Radio and its hosts and do not reflect the views of Square Enix.